Okay, this is part one of global climate change. And what we're going to be looking at here is evidence for global warming. So we're going to be taking a look at all the pieces of evidence that would lead us to believe that we are actually getting warmer on the Earth. This is a cute little cartoon here. Maybe not so cute. It's some world leaders in a Titanic-like ship headed straight for an iceberg called climate change. And they just can't decide to actually do anything about it, which is kind of where we've been for a pretty long time. So first, let's think about taking a look on your packet. Right before the climate change web quest, there are these big ovals at the bottom of the page where it says climate change, ocean warming, ocean acidification. What are these big ovals about? There are three things we're going to take a look at here. Global change, global climate change, and global warming. So, global warming, all that is an increase in average temperature of the Earth over time. Simple. Global climate change, a little bit bigger. See how that encompasses global warming a little bit? So, global climate change is changes in temperature, precipitation, wind, storms, currents, more than just warming, like actually changing the climate. And then global change is bigger than that. So that's planetary scale changes, big changes in Earth systems like land and air and life and soil, atmosphere, oceans, and humans. So those three things are how you can think about these three different terms. You see these terms in the news all the time. Global climate change, global warming, global change altogether. What do they all mean? Now you have a frame of reference for what they mean. All these have natural causes and also anthropogenic causes. Okay, you're working on a climate change web quest. This is actually really good. It's a kids site from the EPA, but it has so much information. So delve into this a little bit. Look for some stuff. Find out some stuff that you never knew before. See what surprises you. Now let's take a look at the evidence here for global warming. How do we know that we're warming? Way back in 1988, we created this intergovernmental panel on climate change. This is after the WebQuest. So skip around from the WebQuest in your packet and look for a section that says evidence of global warming. And this is the IPCC. This is created by the UN, 3,000 scientists worldwide, checking out all the evidence of what's going on, and here's what they have found out. And so we're going to give you some pieces of evidence. So the first piece of evidence that we are warming is we have increasing CO2 concentrations. So this is a very famous curve called the Keeling curve, which we'll take a look at in a minute. And we know that they started measuring this in 1960, a little before that. And then it has gone up with fluctuations. It has gone up every year since then. And we are at 417 parts per million CO2. So this is called the Keeling curve, named for a scientist's name, Dr. Keeling. Began in 1958. He was the first to accurately measure CO2. The CO2 levels vary seasonally, but they're increasing overall. There are several videos you can look at about CO2. This is about the Keeling curve. This is NASA a year in the life of Earth's CO2. And this is also another NASA animation. These are pretty cool, so check these out, and you'll see an animation of how CO2 looks. We're going to take a look here at the Keeling curve, more specifically the story of CO2. So let's take a look at how this got started and how they measure it.